This week on NintenDomain, I have so much cardboard everywhere that I don't know what to do with myself. It's invading my living space.
Man, Labo comes in a really nice box.
IGN gave Labo a 6.9, and friend Mirabella said, damn.
Did he? Welcome to NintenDomain, episode 118. We are your hosts. I'm Trey. I can't play the piano very well. Johnson.
I'm Jeremy. Mikowski.
I could hear that. I hope that got recorded well. It's so loud.
I'm John Deluxe Knitter.
Deluxe. You got a deluxe thing?
I'm playing Mario Kart Deluxe again.
Oh, well, there you go. That's sort of exciting. So, yeah, we all got Labos. Well, Jeremy and I got Labo. For our second part, that'll be our topic. So, we'll talk, we'll show some of that. I'll even do a live building of, the car on here. So I'll do that. I'm trying to talk without playing with this piano over here. But, let's start off with, with what we normally do. Anybody buy anything interesting this week? Or playing anything cool this week? I mean, my big purchase was Labo, so I didn't really purchase anything other than that. And that was last week even. It ended up getting here on Saturday instead of Monday, so that's cool. I got it like the day after Friday. What did you guys get this week? Play anything cool?
Well, I bought
anything new?
I of course bought Labo because we already said that.
Yeah.
But I also ran by Disc Replay just today and found me another GameCube game.
Ooh.
Something I don't know a lot about, but I'm a fan of RPGs, as I've mentioned before. We got Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance.
Oh.
For GameCube.
Never played that game.
Nor have I.
Nothing about that one.
Our friends who made Earthworm Jim Interplay are behind this.
Yeah.
And Time to Die.
And The Time to Die, right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The original soundtrack was made by acclaimed composer Jeremy Soule, so that's good.
So it's got soul, that's what you're saying.
Baldur's Gate, it's a Dungeons and Dragons style, looks like a top-down action RPG.
Yeah, I think isn't it kind of like doesn't it look like Gauntlet, sort of?
Yeah.
Or like Marvel Ultimate Alliance, or like those type games. Or like, what's that game on the Switch that I have, but I've only played a little bit of? It's like there's a number in it.
9 something.
9 parchments.
Yeah, 9 parchments.
Yeah, you got it. You got it, sir.
But anyway, this was $12, which was, I looked it up on eBay, and looks like for what it is, I got it for a good deal. One kind of a bummer. It's complete in package.
No book.
Package. It actually has the book, the instruction book, which is pretty cool. Except for this part.
It looks like it's been chewed or something. Wow. I'm surprised they even took it like that. Like with it,
so
for those.
Kind of funny. But it still has the Dark Alliance registration form and stuff in it. So it's the dog didn't chew that up.
We're not doing the video of this, so for everyone listening, the corner of the instruction manual is completely gone. So it looks like somebody just took a bite out of it, and it's just not there. So that's what's going on there. And it also looks really crumpled, like somebody stepped on it or just grabbed it and just squeezed it until whatever.
I think a really slobbery dog moistened it with saliva and then chewed the edge off.
It's funny that they put it in there. Maybe they thought they'd get more money from it, I guess, from trading it in. It'd be
they probably think it's better than nothing.
If there's a slobbered on instruction manual here, then, maybe they'll give me $10 extra. Even though they probably, since you bought it for $15, they probably sold it for, what? They probably bought it from them for $5 or something like that. Or 10 even. Yeah.
But, I don't know if I ever just bought the instruction manual loose. I could compare it to this one to make sure it wasn't counterfeit.
Sure. No, I mean, it's fine.
The top left corner matches up. The top right corner matches up.
Yeah.
The bottom left corner matches up.
I don't know
I'll just trust the bottom right.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine. You can, if you don't mind worrying about what possible dog slobber might have been there before, you can, look through it. I was going to say paw through
I like
it.
to imagine it's a Saint Bernard.
Yeah. You could look through it and, and figure out how to, like, strike people and all that. Have you tried playing it?
No, I haven't even tried it.
Yeah.
I just got it today, and but it's to beef up my GameCube collection.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to get a nice GameCube collection going. That's my current obsession.
Yeah, that's a GameCube game I don't have, so you got me.
And I thought
on that one.
I almost bought a Dreamcast. They're only $30, so
you keep almost buying Dreamcast. You got to do it someday.
I mean, I'm gonna buy it.
Says
$30
you.
is a good price.
Says you, penny pincher.
They're always there, right? Yeah, penny.
That's
pincher.
true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
How's that Switch collection going?
At GC, and it's $30 at the store that's 5 minutes from my house. So I'll buy it later for $30.
So that was all you got, was one game from that place?
Yep.
From Disc Replay?
And I got this new shirt.
Ooh, let's see it. Sonic the Hedgehog, eh?
He's so pointy.
$5 at Walmart.
I'm glad it's the fat Sonic the Hedgehog and not the new one. Not that Sonic Adventure Sonic.
This boy knows how to eat some chili dogs.
Yeah. I like the original fat one. Isn't there supposed to be a Sonic Mania Plus coming out soon? I thought I saw that.
There is.
It's around the corner. I put that in my notes for news, which we're not to yet. But you're very strong for going to strong mentally for going to Disc Replay and not doing the 5x5 get one free or whatever they have all the time there.
Well, I almost did because I was going to grab the Dreamcast for $30, and that meant I needed to buy a couple of games, so I was going to buy 2 games for the Dreamcast, so that brought me up to 3. And then they also had Mario Party 7 for the GameCube, which I almost bought, but it was $32, which is kind of steep.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I looked at eBay; it's still like $3 or $4 less than the average price you would pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought about getting that, so I could have easily spent $100 today, and instead I spent $12.
I think 7 was the last GameCube Mario Party, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because 8 was the first Wii one.
8 was Wii.
Yeah, 7.
6 is the one that had the microphone that came with it, right? And then 7 used the microphone, but it didn't come with it.
I think so, yeah. I think you're right. Because there were 4 Mario Parties on GameCube, believe it or not. There's like 4, 5, 6, and 7, which is crazy. It's like the most that have been on any system so far. But yeah, I ended up buying that one. Actually, not too far away from now. I feel like I bought it like a year or 2 ago. But I actually found it at Reckless Records in Chicago for $20. So I was pretty happy with that. Because yeah, you don't really find Mario Parties for that cheap. So I just bought it. And I thought maybe they just didn't know. Because sometimes their prices there seem like too low or too high or whatever. I don't know. But I just snatched it up for that because it normally goes for 30 or above. Yeah, I think I'd seen it for like 40 even at the exchange, which is normally not, exchange prices aren't really like low. They can be a little bit on the high side, but.
Did I mention buying Mario Party 2 last week, or was that
this
week that I bought that?
No, you mentioned it on our stream, but
that
one lives in Twitch land for a limited time. So check out twitch.tv/NintenDomain podcast if you want to see it.
Well,
before it
maybe
disappears.
I might publish Trey's side of it, but my file got corrupted, unfortunately. Yeah. I can't save it. I've tried.
That's okay. We don't have to put all of them up.
I bought Mario Party 2 for the Wii U because I was hanging out with my girlfriend and she wanted to play Mario Party, and I was like, well, I have it on the Wii.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to load up the Wii, and then I realized I only had one of the classic controllers for the Wii, and you can't use the Wii U Pro controller with the Wii in Wii mode. So
yeah,
it's all kind of bullshitty, really, when you think about it. But I had to download the version for Wii U, which was the emulated Wii version that I already had on Wii on the same console.
Yeah.
But I would have paid a similar price to buy another controller, so I figured I'll just buy the game now.
I hope it was worth it for all the craziness you went through to get Mario Party 2.
I mean, it was only $10.
Yeah.
Whatever. I paid $10 for Mario Party. And I think the first time I got it through Club Nintendo, either at a heavily discounted rate or, I thought I had it on Club Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I did. Or maybe I might have even just bought the discount and then never purchased the game, now that I think about it.
Oh, maybe.
But, yeah, that's another thing I bought. And so if I would have bought Mario Party 7, I guess that would have been kind of funny to buy 2 Mario Parties in 1 week.
Yeah, well, you did. I mean, you bought Mario 2 or no, you didn't buy Mario 7.
No.
Oh, I thought you said that you did buy Mario Party 7. Yeah, because
No, that I was close to spending $100. Instead, I spent 12.
Oh, okay.
I didn't buy the
Yeah.
Dreamcast 2 games and then 2 other games to make it 5.
Sure. I hear you. Yeah, I'm kind of in Brokesville myself because of like rent and bills and all that. So I had to skip out on the South Park game that came out yesterday. So I haven't gotten that, even though it was on my list of stuff to get, but I didn't get it. So couldn't.
Yeah, I was looking at that one, but same thing. I don't know. I just don't want to spend $60 or $90 for the full package.
Yeah, but that's. I mean, don't do that. Like that's what games do nowadays. It's really stupid. Like you buy a game and it's like, hey, do you want a DLC season pass for $100? And it's like, no. It's ridiculous. No, but they do that with a lot of games now. I mean, even fucking NBA like 2K18 or whatever was like $150 for like the whole DLC pass for that. But that's
which is insane. Like I don't know, what DLC would you even have for basketball? It's like more teams, updated roster. Like, shouldn't that be in the original game?
I don't know. Like some of those, like for FIFA, you can buy you can buy super teams, like to get you like the best players and all that. And people
like
actually do that.
Teams, classic players and stuff.
Yeah, no, you buy like super teams that give you like the highest stats and all that shit. And it's kind of like it's like buy to win or pay to win, like that type of stuff. But people do it and play online with their like super teams, and it's like, why? I don't know. I don't play FIFA, so I don't really know. But I know that it's a thing because I've heard people talk about it on podcasts. But yeah.
And even in that, I was upset that in that package they didn't even bother to include Stick of Truth.
Yeah, but see, that's including a game that was never announced, is what you're saying. It was never announced or ever talked about.
Have
you can't
$90 and you can't work together a package where you have the original game and the sequel.
Yeah, but they never
already did that on the PlayStation and the Xbox. It's just like salt in the wound.
But they never made the game for Switch, so it's like, it wasn't in the cards. Like, they never actually announced, they never said they were going to make it. They never actually made it, so you can't really be upset that it's not in there because it was never announced. It was never something they were going to do. But I'm planning on getting the regular one whenever I get paid for like one of these jobs I did. I'll get it. But I was holding off on it for right now. But I did pre-purchase Lightfall, which comes out on Thursday. Which is that game that Corey talked really, really highly about a couple episodes ago. Right. That comes out on Thursday. It's only $15, so I could swing that one. So I went for that one, and would be what I'll be playing tomorrow on Twitch. Well, Thursday. You guys won't hear this until Friday, so it doesn't really matter. But you can catch it on YouTube because I'll put it on there after. But that was my purchase. Yeah, it was pretty much after Labo and like everything else. It kind of like, I ended up spending a lot more money last week than I thought I was going to, so wasn't able to do the South Park yet, but I'd like to eventually. People are liking it, they're still playing it and all that, so I'll get to it next week or the week after. Was that the last of your stuff, Jeremy?
That is all I got as far as games are concerned. I did buy one other thing that's pretty silly, but I was at the Goodwill, I guess you'd call it a thrift store, whatever, here in town earlier today, and I was walking through the housewares because I was looking for a couple of coffee mugs. I didn't find any coffee mugs I liked, but I found a metal lunchbox. And to be honest, I don't really care that much about this thing, like I said, but it came with the special edition of Fallout 3 when it originally came out on the PC and Xbox and PlayStation 3 back in 2008.
Yeah.
So it's a Fallout 3 lunchbox?
Yeah, it's got like a special DVD that shows how the game was made, and there's like an art book.
That's pretty rare that they included all this stuff. They kept all this stuff in there. Usually you just find like the lunchbox at a thrift store, not all the individual stuff.
Mm-hmm. And it has
got a bobblehead.
Yep.
Yeah, it was $5 for this. I was like, well, I should grab it. Maybe it's worth something, or even if not, it's a cool looking lunchbox, I guess. It fits my video game themed room, even if I don't really care that much about this game. I do own Fallout 3, but this was the like special edition. So it originally came with the game, but this did not. But as you can see, I paid $5 for it.
Nice. It's worth every penny.
It's a nice lunchbox. So yeah, there you go. That's all of my video game related stuff I bought.
And in case you get bombed, you can like jump in that thing and it'll protect you from nukes, right?
Yep.
Or just put it on your...
Or it'll protect your sandwich from nukes, whatever.
Just put it on your head and just aim it towards the nuke, and that'll be what helps save your face from nuke destruction. Something like that.
Yep. So yeah, I just plan on using that to carry my lunch once the apocalypse thing happens.
Yeah, well, cause you gotta protect those sandwiches when everything else is going to hell.
Yep.
Did you have you been playing anything interesting this week since last week?
I made a point to play a lot of games. So I this week I kind of rearranged my game room a little bit. Not anything too serious, but I put all my games like in kind of sort of chronological order according to what systems they're on. Mm-hmm. I arranged them on my shelves, and it's kind of nice because now I can just look and see everything all at once that I have, and I see all these games that I never played that I bought. So I made a point today to just like try to play every one of those games for even just a second. I don't know I got to all of my cartridges. I don't think I played all those, but I at least booted up all my other games. So I finally tried Manhunt 2 on the Wii.
Oh wow. I want to know what that's like.
I've had that for almost a year. Never played it.
I tried that one before. I rented it. I thought it was pretty fun.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's very visceral.
Isn't like all the killings like blurred?
Black when, you know, like some guy's getting his nuts ripped off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I never played it. I heard it was like blurry or something. I don't know. You didn't kill anybody?
Well, I've killed people, but I haven't gotten to the nut ripping part.
Okay.
I think that's later on in the game. Like you have to unlock that ability. But
you got to work to the nuts. you got to start at the knees, and then you know go up from there.
Apples for a while, and you start picking like more and more apples faster, stronger.
Sure.
But anyway, I played that. I played Zombie U. I finally tried that out.
Yeah.
Didn't play for very long. But
Zombu. Did you die?
I died very quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, that game.
What else played? I finally tried out Splatoon on the Wii.
Nice. I want to do a stream of that.
Very strange, never having played that before. Like, Splatoon 2 looks a lot like it in the interface, but that looks so
feels
old
different
compared to Splatoon 2. Like looking at it, like Callie and Mari or whoever the characters are.
That's Callie and Mari.
Yeah, they're like barely animated. They just kind of like stand to the side and do like one of these things. Whereas like now those characters are super animated and like one of them's a DJ and
they're not like doing the skip thing like the other one where it's like they're not scratching like while they're talking and all that.
Right. So just everything in the interface obviously feels like it got updated. So it's interesting to go backwards in that regard because I've only played a little bit of the one player mode on your copy in the past. So but yeah, I played that. I played, there's gotta be other games I played. Non-Nintendo, but I tried out Fortnite.
Oh wow. Yeah, no,
I got killed real quick.
I was gonna do that. What did you play it on?
PS4.
Do you have PlayStation Plus?
No, it's just free. The Battle Royale mode's free on PlayStation Plus.
Oh, cause I tried playing it, it wouldn't let me play. It said you had to be on PlayStation Plus. It like took me straight to the PlayStation Plus screen. When I tried to do it.
I don't think I have PlayStation Plus.
Because
I paid for it several months ago and forgot about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like once a year. It's like $60 a year.
Oh, I probably paid for it when I bought the PS4 and
so you might already have it. Because I tried to download it for free and it says you have to have PlayStation Plus to do it.
You know what? I think when I bought my PS4 in June, I just paid for a year of PlayStation Plus.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I never used it, I guess I finally used it.
Well, there you go. Did you get did you build anything?
Real quick, and I barely was just starting to understand it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I didn't end up getting it, but I did like get a possible like focus group thing involving like first-person shooters, and I was like, I should play Fortnite. So I was going to play Fortnite before I went to the thing, but I never got called back for it. So, and I didn't actually get to play Fortnite. But I mean, I can play Fortnite on my phone, but I don't want to play it like that. I mean, if I want to play it, I want to play it with like an actual controller.
To be fair,
it's a third-person shooter, but they ask about it. You know, in the survey, they asked about Fortnite and PUBG, of course, because those are the big things.
The most viewed live stream on Twitch was the PUBG Fortnite between Ninja and Drake.
No, I know. I didn't see it, but I'm aware. You didn't get God of War 2 or God of War. I mean, not 2.
God of Us.
This is God of War, right?
God of War has a kid now. You didn't get that one.
It's called God of Us or The Last of War.
It is like Last of War or God of Us because like The Last of Us, he has a kid now.
I don't know who it was. Someone on Twitter shared a picture where they had taken a Goofy movie and made it look like Goofy was Kratos and his son was the Kratos' kid.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I haven't played it. I watched a couple of videos of it, so I sort of know what it looks like. It looks great. It looks like really beautiful. I don't know what the actual gameplay's like, but the cinematics look nice.
Well, just imagine Zelda as being a great game, and I'm kidding. I was just quoting
elements of Skyrim, but if it was done right.
I was quoting that guy that everybody got pissed off about. What if Zelda was cinematic? What if Last of Us had blah blah? Sounds like a trailer for a Rob Schneider movie or something. It's like, what if Zelda
was a woman?
What if Zelda turned into a hot dog? Well, she's gonna learn that things are not as cool as she thought being a hot dog.
Kratos gets a summer job at a China shop.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, people like it, but I don't really care. I mean, my careness for God of War went away a long time ago. I thought God of War 3 was okay, I guess.
I'm totally gonna play God of War of Us.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna wait until it's like $30. Like,
wait till it's 20.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. I mean, most Sony games become $20 really quickly. That's the thing that sucks about being a Nintendo fan, is most Nintendo-made games don't go down in price ever. Yeah. So, you have to play full for them. But yeah, God of War, it'll be $20 in like a month, probably. And you'll see like 20 of them at the GameStop. Maybe not that much, but like when everybody you'd see all the GTAs everywhere where there's like just 50 boxes just sitting there and used, and they're all like $20. It's like, it happens like 2 weeks after it comes out.
Yep. That's why I'm not in a huge hurry to play God of War of Us.
Mm-hmm.
But I will. Eventually, I think I will play it, and I have every expectation of enjoying it, even if it's just an experience and less of a game, because some of those really highly cinematic games, like, you just kind of end up forgetting all the gameplay because you're just going from one cutscene to the other.
I think it's more open world than that from what I've seen. It definitely looks much, much different than the God of Wars in my day, the ones that I played. So, I don't know.
I think I only played the first one, maybe the second one. Yeah. It was definitely a PlayStation 2 one.
Yeah. I liked the first one. The second one was let down, and the third one was okay. It annoyed me because it was a part of that group of games where they were like, let's kill the main character. Where it's like, it was like that game and like 10 other games, like all did that. It was like, let's kill off the main protagonist because it's fun to do, I guess.
I know, Chrono Trigger did that too. I was pissed.
Well, Chrono Trigger, you got to bring him back. Spoilers.
Same with God of War.
Well, no, because he dies in the end.
Oh, I thought you came back up from Hades.
No, not in God of War 3. You die at the end. You're dead. You're dead.
That was on the PS3?
Yeah.
I did play that. I just don't remember the story.
You're dead, man. It's like, there's like a first person thing and like blood fills the screen and it's dumb. But, yeah, that happens. But then there were a bunch of God of Wars after that, so he came back to life in some way that I didn't care for. Because I never played those because I just didn't give a shit after he died in God of War 3.
He was dead to you. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Anyway, that's a side note, non-Nintendo stuff, whatever there. Let's talk about the news. We didn't get to do much news last week because we had too much Midwest gaming stuff to get through. Plus there was like over an hour's worth of interviews on there, which I thought came out pretty good from listening to them, Aside from there was a band playing during the Haunted Halloween 86 stuff, but that still came out all right.
Yeah.
For the most part. Those guys were cool. Well. Actually, there's a purchase that I got last week. I bought the soundtrack to Haunted Halloween 86. So I bought it on Bandcamp or whatever because, I like to use music on all the episodes that we do. And I always feel bad. I want to be able to pay the people if I can, the people who write the music. So I was able to get it. And it was like suggested donation. I gave them $6 for it. But yeah, I bought the Haunted Halloween soundtrack. And it's cool. It's good. I mean, well, you hear a song of it in the last episode, but it was worth it. But speaking of buying stuff, apparently there's a game that we won't be able to be buying next month. In the news, Dark Souls has been delayed indefinitely. It does not have a date.
Indefinitely? I didn't hear that.
Yeah, it was supposed to come out like May 25th or something, but it's been pushed for Switch only. All of the other versions of it are coming out on that date, which is a shame. So they're missing out. It was going to be a multi-system launch, and for some reason the Switch one is getting delayed, and the Amiibo is getting delayed with it too. So if you were really hoping on getting that Sun Worshipper thing, you're going to have to wait. But they haven't, what really sucks about it is they haven't given a date for when it's actually going to come out. So it's been pushed to summer 2018. So I thought May was summer 18, but I guess I was wrong. So it would have to be like June or July or something. But yeah, that one
had some issues with producing the Amiibo because, if the game is done on all the other platforms.
Well, it was also playable. It was playable at PAX East. Like Corey played it and said it looked great. So I don't know. There must have been some sort of issue somewhere, but yeah, it's been delayed.
Do you think that has something to do with the online support?
I don't know.
Maybe. Good point.
Why do you think?
Because because the online shit's supposed to come out like late summer, early fall, right?
Oh, yeah.
September, right?
But that'd be Nintendo kind of shooting themselves in the foot, though, because they're keeping a game from launching alongside all the other systems. I figured that's what they want, is simultaneous launches. At least that's what I want,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure
That's true. It must be something with the actual development then.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some people that'll wait on the Switch version, but it's like, I don't know.
I mean, the game's been out for a long time.
Well, yeah, the game's like 6 years old or something, but maybe not that old, but still, I mean, it sucks because it was in my field of view for that, but I guess that just saves more money to buy Donkey Kong or Hyrule Warriors, right? No.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm getting Donkey Kong.
I won't get either of those, but maybe you guys will get Donkey Kong.
I would consider getting Donkey Kong.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good game. I already played it. I
really didn't want it at all, but then I found out Funky Kong was going to be in it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you didn't want it until you found out that it was easier to play than it actually was. So I think that's what they're doing with Dark Souls. They're working out their Funky Kong stuff. Because they probably hadn't put it in there.
Putting Funky Kong in there?
Yeah. Well, the game's pretty hard, so need Funky to help you out. At least
Flying with the surfboard.
You can just take him and just put him in front of you, and guys will just kill him instead of you. Use him as a human shield. Kind of like Princess Peach does in Smash Brothers with Toad. Like same sort of thing. You can just knock stuff back at people.
Funky Souls.
Funky Souls, yeah. Dark Funky Souls. We already mentioned the South Park came out, and that game's out now. There's a release date for Wolfenstein 2, which is cool. Finally got a release date. It's coming out on June 29th. So June is looking like a pretty crowded month for me. I don't really have there's nothing coming out in May that I know of that I want now because Dark Souls is gone. But June, I got 3 games in there that I'm after, so it's getting pretty crowded.
Save your money.
Yeah, I got what was it? So June is Ease 8, Lacrimosa or Dana, something like that. Ease 8 comes out in June. Mario Tennis Aces comes out in June, and Wolfenstein 2. I think they all come out in like the same week too. It's ridiculous. It's like the 22nd, the 26th, and the 29th. So that's pretty much like the same week, which is insane. But you can look at Wolfenstein 2 on the eShop now. There's no price for it yet, which is weird. They didn't put a price down, but you can watch a video of it. I think it looks great. It looks cool from what I've seen of it, but that's something I'd really like to say. I mean, I'd be really surprised if it's anything less than 60. I mean, Doom was like a year old and they still sold that at 60. So you're not going to see anything less from that anytime soon. But I don't think I mentioned it yet on this, but I've been trying to make a video game plan for myself, like an RPG calendar of which games I want to beat when. Like the plan was, I'm hoping to beat, I wanted to beat Skies of Arcadia and South Park by the time Ease 8 comes out in June. That was my plan. And I wanted to beat Ease 8 by the time Octopath Traveler comes out in July. And I'm hoping to beat Dragon Quest 8 on 3DS, which I'm like halfway through, by the time Dragon Quest 11 comes out in August for PS4. So that's my plan. So, I've been still doing that. I played Skies of Arcadia over the week on Sunday, so I got 5 hours out of it. So still cranking away. I think I'm almost to 40 hours. But I think I have most of the crystals. I think there's only a couple left that I don't have, so I don't know. I just got the power to fly above the clouds and go in the water and all that, so nice. I don't know how much is left after that, but I'm still plugging away on that thing. You can find
You beat it before though, didn't you?
Yeah, I beat it before. But I beat it 15 years ago.
Left?
Yeah, 15 years ago.
I only beat it one time, and it was a long time ago. Seriously, I beat it in 2002, 2003, seriously, 15 years ago. So I don't remember. I don't remember how far. I remember you go to the moon. I mean, most RPGs in that time you end in the moon. So I do remember that's one of the last things you do. So I feel that coming up. Well, that's where the silver crystal's going to be, which I haven't, or the white crystal, which I haven't got yet. But so yeah, I'm getting farther on that. Still playing Dragon Quest Builders, but I haven't beat the second chapter. But all that stuff. Splatoon 2 has a new update now. There's a 3.0 update. So I don't know.
Full number update.
Yeah, I don't know what that fully entails. I know they're bringing Cap Triggerfish back, the level, so that's in there. But as far as, they do they rebalance everything and do bug fixes and all that stuff. But whenever we play it, if we play it Friday night, we can figure out how much has changed, but I doubt that anything really is. But yeah, we got that going.
I did mention last week that I was looking into get my Virtual Boy fixed.
Yeah, did you call that guy?
Yeah. Yeah, so I emailed the guy. I mentioned his name last week. I don't know if I have the card on me right now. I don't, but He's based out of Milwaukee, which is kind of cool. But yeah, he sent me a quote back, and he said I can just send in the parts that need fixed, so I don't have to send in the whole Virtual Boy.
Oh, weird.
Because a lot of people would rather send in the whole Virtual Boy, but I'm comfortable taking those pieces out because I've done it before. So the price of repair is $50.
$50. Okay.
Yeah.
So
what?
How does that compare to the price of a Virtual Boy?
I think Virtual Boys are between like $150 and $200 depending on their condition now.
Oh, really?
That'd be worth it.
So yes, I think that I had said last episode $60 I think would be a fair price. That would be like where I drew the line at the fair price. So he's saying $50, and then with the shipping for those two little parts, that's not going to be very much. So that's kind of nice. And I'm not shipping it that far, just to Milwaukee. So if there's a quick turnaround, it's possible by next episode I will have it fixed. Probably not, though. I'd say it's going to be a few weeks before, because I don't know when he gets to it and all that.
What parts are you sending in? Like the eyepieces or what?
Yeah.
How much do you have to take the thing apart before you send it?
You just have to take the whole case apart to get those out. And then you have to detach them from the circuit board. And they've got like ribbon cables coming out of them that plug into the circuit board, so you have to detach those. But it's nothing. It's like exactly like the Game Boy, so that's why I'm like comfortable with it. You just have to use you have to have a special safety bit. That's what it's called, to open up the Virtual Boy. I think it's the same bit that's in the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, I'd be interested if he has replacement parts for the casing, because on mine, the part where it actually attaches to the legs broke off. The plastic broke off. Like the system functions, I just don't have a stand or a way to attach it to one.
So this part broke, or the part on the stand?
That part broke on the system, not on the stand.
Oh shit! On the actual system.
On the actual system, yeah.
I was gonna say, because you can get all the other stuff, like now they make it third party. But yeah, I don't know about this actual piece of the casing. You could probably buy a broken Virtual Boy and just swap it out.
Probably, that's a good idea.
With the safety bit. And yeah, if you just bought a broken Virtual Boy, that's probably what I would do.
Yeah, check on eBay, like one of those like.
I bought the safety bit. I think I spent $6 on the screwdriver that unlocks this thing.
Yeah, because you got to get a specific one, I'm sure.
But now I have it, so I can open up all the Virtual Boys I want.
You might want to think before saying something like that next time.
Before you open up all your Virtual Boys.
All the Virtual Boys that you want. Yeah.
Have you guys seen this Pato Boy game that's coming out that looks like Mad World meets Punch Out? Did you see that video?
Pato Boy. No.
It looks freaking awesome. Like, watch it right now. Like, I forgot that I had saved a thing of it, a video. Like, I think you would love it if you can see it. But it's like totally black and white. You're a boxer that has a duck head, and you fight people. And it looks
City style, Mad World style graphics.
No, it looks like Mad World meets Punch Out because there's like a boxing in it too. And this is a Switch game that's coming out. It's looks amazing. I'm totally gonna buy it. It doesn't have a date or anything yet. Pato Boy, Pato.
Pato means duck in Spanish. Pato.
Okay,
gotcha.
But yeah, it looks like there's mini games. Like he's fighting a chef there. Like it looks awesome. It looks like a game that I would in there. Yeah, he's walking around in like Mad World levels. Looks pretty insane. Like it totally looks like Mad World meets Super Punch Out.
It does, yeah, wow.
Maybe somebody like finally Pato Box is what it's called, not Pato Boy. Pato Box. And it says coming soon for PS Vita, Nintendo Switch, and Steam. It says March 16th for PC and Mac, so maybe it's already out for those, but it looks awesome. So there's another announcement for Switch. I feel like that'll be another one that just comes out of nowhere, like a release.
Sleeper hit.
It's just like here. What else do I got? Oh yeah, Sega wants to screw over Nintendo again. Shenmue 1 and 2 remasters are coming out for everything other than Switch. Bastards.
Everything other than Switch. Wow.
Yeah, Shenmue 1 and 2 remaster. For PC, Xbox, PlayStation 4, and that's it. No Switch port. And that's a fucking Dreamcast game, man. It could totally work on the system.
Yeah.
I don't know what's up with...
It'll do well on the Switch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, everything's doing well on the Switch right now. I don't understand why people are deciding to cut that out of their releases. Sega has. They had their Sega game that had like 50 games in it that isn't coming to Switch. And now Shenmue 1 and 2 not coming to Switch. Fuck Sega.
Another bonehead move by Sega.
Yeah. I know they don't think about things very well, but I know they made a lot of mistakes in the past, but it's like, thought they knew better. Maybe they started making the Shenmue thing before the Switch. I mean, I doubt that because it's been out for over a year now, but that's that.
Sega, we want all your classic properties. Like, it doesn't make any sense to not put them on the Switch.
Mm.
The audience that played classic games, the Genesis era games, they're the audience who is on the Switch and loving it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, come on, just throw it on there.
Yeah, well,
do it.
Speaking of,
give us C-Man.
Well, speaking of
C-Man
weird,
too. I want C-Man.
Speaking of weird Sega stuff, though, I don't think we mentioned it yet, but Night Trap is coming to Switch as well.
Yes, Night Trap is coming to Switch.
Yeah, which is funny because
it's never going to be on a Nintendo console.
Yeah,
never.
There's a video of it where it starts with that, saying never be on a Nintendo console, and then it goes right to the Switch thing, which is hilarious.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
and I think they should honestly hire Howard Lincoln to be a spokesman for the game.
Is he still alive?
He's still alive. Yeah, I think he is the manager of the Mariners. I don't know if he is now that Nintendo has sold the team.
I think he still works for the team.
I think he's still there. Yep. But come on, hire him to be the manager or the spokesperson for Night Trap on the Switch. Are you guys going to buy that game?
Which one?
Night Trap.
Yeah. Well, what is it? What's that company that does the resell stuff? Limited Run.
Oh, Limited Run. Yep.
Yeah, Limited Run's doing it. Looks like it's coming out for 15. So yeah, that's fine. I mean, I would have got it for 20, but it looks totally awful, and it's like something I feel like I have to play because it looks like a really, really bad old PC game with live action cutscenes.
Oh, it's only through Limited Run?
Yeah.
But it'll be digital. Like it's not.
Oh, okay.
Like there'll be a digital version of it. But yeah, you can get a physical one too.
Yeah.
But they're doing it for Switch. But yeah, from what I saw, it released at 15 on PS4, so I don't see it being more on the Switch. But even if there's a Switch tax and it's like 25, I'll still get it. But yeah, that's one we got coming up also in the news.
I first played that when that came out. I was over at my friend's house, and I had this friend who had a Sega CD, and I would come over there and immediately be like, let's play your Sega CD, and to the point where it was like, I think he was kind of getting suspicious why I was coming over, did I want to hang out or play the Sega CD?
Yeah.
But, I played Night Trap for the first time back then when it first came out, and I liked it. I played it actually again recently, about 4 years ago. I downloaded it, and it's still fun. It's cheesy, and it's definitely a simple game, but you can have a good time with it for a couple hours.
How do you control it? Is it just like kind of like an adventure game, right? Like a point and click?
Yeah, it's basically about switching cameras. It's almost like you're like a TV director or something. You have all these different camera feeds going on. You got to switch between them to see when the enemies are approaching, and you got to set the trap. So you switch the cameras, and then you hit a button. If you see the enemy coming, you hit a button to set the trap so that they won't actually get to the protagonists.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So that's what it is. It's switching cameras and setting traps. The whole game. It's all about memorization too. There's no way you can really play it without failing because you have to memorize when the enemies are attacking. So
okay.
A little bit of a gameplay problem, but again, it kind of comes with the territory of these FMV games. You either like the charm of those games or you don't, and I do.
Sure. Well, I mean, it's too weird and bizarre to not play.
Five Nights at Freddy's, yeah.
Well, yeah. Just because of switching
Five
cameras.
Nights at Freddy's, you're switching camera angles and you have to shut doors to keep things from getting to the protagonist in the main room.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Did you ever play Star Fox Guard? Did you? Oh no, you did.
Sounds like
you
it's
got
like
it.
that too. Yeah.
You got that game. I forgot that you did get Star Fox. We both did. But Star Fox Guard was cool. I liked that game. It was the better part of that package of Star Fox Zero and Star Fox Guard.
Star Fox was the game we anticipated the most on the Wii U.
It was. We did 5 episodes for it. We did so many Star Fox episodes. Is there any other news that I'm forgetting that you guys know of?
Side note related to Night Trap. There's another FMV game coming to Switch. Did you see that? It's called Late Shift.
No.
I was on the coming soon looking through there, and I found this thing. It's an FMV game, but it's like a modern one.
Is it on the shop?
It's on PlayStation. I think it's on Xbox also currently, but it's coming to Switch in the next couple weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to take a quick gander.
Yeah, and I saw the company that made it is a company called Control Movie, like the computer button CTRL movie. So I guess maybe they're trying to push those kind of games back into the spotlight. Maybe there's an FMV renaissance going on.
Catarl movie. I think
Catarl movie.
I don't know if I think I messaged you about it, but Vaccine is on sale. You should totally get it. That game that looks like Resident Evil 1. It's on the Switch. How
much is it?
It won't show you if you already bought it, but I bought it. I don't feel like it was very much when I bought it. I feel like it was only 10 or 15, so it's got to be whatever less than that. But that game's cool because it's basically a roguelike, but looks like Resident Evil.
And plays like it.
Yeah, it does. It totally looks like low poly tank control and all that, and it's fun. I enjoyed it. It's basically like you have to try to figure it out in like 30 minutes, and the game changes every time you die. I couldn't get that far, but I had a lot of fun playing for what I did.
I also saw Bold Boys on sale, which I don't know a dang thing about, but it looks stylish.
I got that game.
Oh, you have it?
I bought Bold Boy. Yeah, it's kind of like it's like a point and click ish game, but you walk around and like solve puzzles and stuff. And it has an interesting art style. It's kind of like extra grotesque, like kind of like Ren and Stimpy-ish, I guess, like that type of thing. But
gotcha.
Yeah, that was a cool game. I liked it. I mean, I didn't play it all the way through it. I should go back and finish it. I hear it's not that long, but I enjoyed what I played of it. So yeah, that one's on sale. Also, what's coming out tomorrow which is weird that it comes out so close to Labo, but the Korg game comes out tomorrow for Nintendo Switch, where you can
I saw that.
Where you can play all the shit on it. I find it weird that it's $48. Is that like a Korg joke? Like did the Korg originate in 1948 or something? I don't know. I mean, instead of like being 59 or 60, $59.99 or whatever. But yeah, if you want to,
you had the DS one, right?
I didn't have the Korg one, no, but there was one.
No,
I didn't get it. I mean, I thought about getting it, but no, it was too out. It was too weird and too out of my price range. I don't think I'll get this one either, but it'd be cool if you could use it with the Labo, that you could actually like play the keyboard with the Korg thing. Maybe they'll add that as an update or something, but that's something interesting that's coming out this week.
Is it really a game, or is it like?
It's not.
What is it?
No,
exactly?
It's not a game. It's like a recording studio, basically.
Software,
yeah.
Hardware emulator.
So, yeah, you can play stuff on the touchscreen, I believe. Play the keys like it's a Korg, and you can record stuff and layer it and stuff like that. Is what it looks like, and you can change the dials and whatnot.
I'm just wondering, on their end, are they thinking that this is like a legitimate thing that musicians will use, or is this kind of like a novelty to get people into it?
I don't know. They've been releasing it on like everything since the DS, and
I mean, they put
you can get it on the DSi shop, and then they had it on the 3DS, the deluxe version, I think, and then so they just keep porting it because they must be selling enough copies on all the other versions.
Yeah, I mean, they put it on DS, so that was pretty crazy. There were a couple like arcade archives games that got added on here that just caught my eye. 10-Yard Fight's coming out next week.
Oh, finally a football game.
Next Thursday. Yeah, right. And this game, Stakes Winner, that looks like a horse racing game.
Oh, finally a stake game.
So, I kind of want to play both of those just because I like bizarre Neo Geo race, like the bizarre Neo Geo sports games. And I mean, it's probably not going to be as good as, Pocket Card Jockey, but still.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I'm interested in any sort of weird horse racing game. But yeah, 10-Yard Fight, first football game, $8 comes out next week.
That's pretty exciting.
That's something that I noticed on there. Yeah, late shift.
Are we still lacking baseball? I think we're still lacking baseball. Or no, there's Superstar.
No, we got baseball. There's an RBI baseball game that's on here, and there's the Neo Geo Future one.
No hockey.
Yeah, no hockey, I think. Immortal Redneck comes out too. That one looks dumb. Anyway,
Immortal Redneck.
Yeah, that's one I think I'm going to have to get just because it looks awful. It reminds me of, did you ever play any of the Serious Sam games?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I played Serious Sam on GameCube, and Immortal Redneck kind of looks like that, where it's just like it's like a first person shooter, but it's like arcadey and doesn't really take itself seriously. It's like $15. Like I mean, if there's nothing else coming out that week, I could see myself getting that one and playing it just for the fun of it, because it looks stupid. And I like stupid first person shooter games. If they don't control awful. Like I almost bought that like Radiation Island game that was on there because it looks stupid, but it was like $40, so I didn't get it. That Jotun Valhalla game, it came out for Wii U. I actually got it for Wii U. That's on there. That's releasing tomorrow as well. It's like a top-down adventure action thing where you're like Thor or something. It's some sort of a Norse god story. I didn't play it.
It was on the Wii U, right?
Yeah, it was on the Wii U. I got it on Wii U, and I didn't play it for very long, but it's on there. It's coming out tomorrow. But yeah, if there's not anything else, let's get to talking about cardboard and shit.
Sounds good to me, man.
All right, we'll take a break.
I gotta go pee in my
We'll be
cardboard
back.
toilet.
So Labo came out last week. Well, no, yeah, it did. It came out on Friday. 420, buddy. And Jeremy and I, we both got our Labos going. So
I did not get it on 420. I got it on 422.
yeah, I got mine at 421. So we weren't able to partake in that.
You guys both ordered it before, right?
Yeah. Well,
I did not. No, I ordered mine. I ordered mine the day of.
Yeah, I ordered mine Wednesday, I think, maybe Tuesday.
Yeah, mine actually arrived on a Sunday. I ordered it that Friday. It came here on Sunday.
Yeah, mine wasn't supposed to get here until Monday, but I got it on Saturday. But I was super psyched about getting it, because I like I was really excited about this RC car that's here, which I just want to put this by the microphone. Listen to how loud this thing is. And that's not
Sounds like you're shaving.
That's not even it on the ground. Like when it moves, it's like.
Well, you can change the frequency that it vibrates.
You can, but it doesn't.
On different surfaces, like quicker.
Oh, because every time I did that, it didn't move at all. Like it wasn't at 170, it wouldn't move. That's what happened to me. Maybe it worked better for you, but when I did it, it just didn't move. Like it'll vibrate at a different thing, but it won't move. So, but yeah, no, it's cool. I mean, there's a really weird. There's like sort of a there's like sort of a, what do you call it, a night vision camera thing on there. I know Jeremy like took a selfie of himself, but if you guys can see it, like there's actually a camera on the Switch thing, so it's interesting.
Yeah, that was there the whole time we've had the Switch.
Oh yeah, no, I mean it was used in the it was actually used in the 1-2 Switch game. Like you would like. There was an eating game, I guess.
Oh, the sandwich game.
And you like move your mouth in front of it like you're chewing, and it like reads what you're doing. And there's another one where you like make stuff with your hands, and it reads your hand. Like there's another 1-2 Switch song in there. Yeah, there's another 1-2 Switch game that was like that. So they did use it in that, but it's cool that they're actually putting it in there. And mine updated when I put the game in there. I'm sure yours did too. It updated the controllers so it could do.
Yeah, it did them individually too. It was weird because they weren't even connected to the console.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's pretty. That was the first thing I made. Of course, was the aside from the holder. Like you have to make a Joy-Con holder first before it lets you do anything else. Which I don't know if you ever used that for anything else, but you have to do that.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought maybe it plugged into the piano, but it didn't. So
yeah, I was hoping it would plug into something eventually, but maybe the house. I don't know. We haven't done the house.
So what have you guys done so far?
Piano.
What haven't you done?
Here's
the piano. Well, you did the RC car.
Well, that was the RC car. I brought all of mine in here so I can show them to you. Here is the motorcycle. You can do this and honk and stuff. There's like some games in there where you use this. It honestly doesn't really work that well, I don't think. Like I wasn't really a huge fan of the motorcycle stuff. And it has this, extender thing that you can take off if you want it to be smaller or whatever. But I don't know, pretty much all these Labo things, I think the most fun of it is putting it together.
Yeah.
Once you have it together, it's like, it does not really all that cool, but putting it together is the fun part. I did some of the weird stuff too, like the scanner, like the IR scanner. I made one of these. You put the Wiimote in there and you can aim it at stuff and it'll scan things. You can actually make races with this in the car mode. You can like scan your cat and turn it into a race, which I did. I scanned Tallulah and turned it into the Tallulah race. So you can do that. It's
interesting.
It'll like create
so you what did you do exactly?
I basically put it next to my cat, and it made like a mountain shaped like Tallulah, and that was like the racetrack. It like kind of took her,
okay.
you know,
for the racing game.
Yeah, for the racing game. So it made her into.
So you can like scan objects into the game.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
With your scanner
That's
gun.
Cool.
There's also it's not really like does anything, but there's a mini motorcycle too that you can make where you can put your Joy-Con in there. And I know Jeremy made like the elephant one.
Yeah, there's like little customizable pieces that it throws in.
Yeah, there's extra stuff.
Pole, I got that one.
I definitely haven't done all of them. My favorite ones are probably like the car, the fishing pole, and the piano. The piano is definitely the most impressive out of all of them, for sure. But the fishing pole is kind of cool because there's like it's like a rubber band in here, and I played that one more than the car. The car one just didn't really seem to control very well, and it wasn't really very fun by the time I actually got it together, you know. But it was fun to build. But the fishing one was kind of cool, I guess. Sorta. But it's really, once you build the piano, it's like nothing really compares to that, which I have over here. The coolest thing, and you can actually see how it works, is like, basically everything is read from the remote, and there's like, can you see in there? Can you see the keys?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. See like the white that moves up there? That's basically how it works, is it reads this reflective tape in here. So it's super cool. Like, it's very, very impressive.
Dueling pianos, go.
I wish it makes me wish that I was more musically inclined. I showed it to Jess. She played around with it a little bit. She could actually play a couple things on it. But it kind of reminds me, I had a collection, I had a couple keyboards in the last few years. I had a monosynth, which is basically a keyboard where you move a bunch of dials to create sounds and all that. And this thing kind of reminds me of that, because the monosynth only has so many keys. Except for that, you can only play one key at a time, obviously, for monosynth. But this one you can actually play more than one, which is interesting. You can do chords and stuff. But there's you can record things, you can play things with these. All the buttons do stuff. You can actually create your own wave files by cutting out cardboard things.
I think that's the coolest part of the piano is that scanner slot, because you use that for your rhythms too. So this is the drum card.
Okay, I didn't use the drum card yet. I was wondering what that was.
So the drum card's pretty cool. You post all the holes. You have to poke all the holes out. So there's I guess there'd be 32 holes total, and then you fill them back in with the beats. And the bottom one is the bass drum. Then you've got the snare here. Then it's like the splash and the hi-hat. I don't know which order it goes.
Oh, wow.
Wow. It's these two. There's no tom, which is kind of annoying.
Oh, wow. I wish I would have messed around with that, because I'm more of a drummer than a piano owner.
But this is an actual beat here, so. And it recognizes it at a drum beat, like, automatically when you put it in. It's not a
So you stick it into the piano, and it somehow, like, works with the camera on the remote.
You hit a button. Mm-hmm. You hit a button on
it as a drum beat.
See this button here, this cardboard one on the far side? You push this in, and that reads whatever you have in here. It'll make it do it. And there's all these, you make all these weird screw-looking things that you can put in here that'll, alter the sound on the toy piano mode. Or you can also, use it as dials and turn things up and down for the studio mode, which you can, play on different octaves and stuff and, switch them up and down. It's really impressive. The piano in itself,
yeah.
I would have paid $70 for that. It's cool that we got all the other shit, but...
Yeah. What's that thing?
So the other thing that's cool is these waveforms, which he showed you a second ago. This is the actual waveform, and then you scan that, and it changes the note. But what's cool is it comes with this template right here, and you trace the template on a paper, and you can make your own waveforms. So within the game, in the discovery section, someone shows how to make this one, which I use a ruler to make it perfectly. This makes a really cool, springy, boingy kind of sound.
Yeah.
So I made that one, and then I was like, well, I want to try to make a custom one. So first I made this one, which is kind of weird. I think I ended up just reading it very similar to that last one. It
kind of looks like a cloud for the people who are at home, and the other one looks like a nail. It just goes straight down.
One of you right now,
so then I was like, well, then one last thing. I was like, I want to make my own custom one. So I was like, how do I do this one?
So, what does that sound like?
Of course you did. You had to make a dick one. What does the dick sound like? Is it like, bow?
Turn it on. Let's play. I want to hear what these sound like.
Well, I could actually, I wouldn't hear you guys though, but I could plug it into so it's reading one of the waveforms here. So. That part didn't really work.
I'll let you hear the penis.
Let's hear it. Let's hear the penis.
Oh, I gotta show me doing everything.
The title of this episode is "Hear the Penis."
Yeah. All right, here's the Labo, the Labio. We got this guy. Put it in here.
The penis is going into the Labo.
Slides right into there, nice and neat. Oh shit!
Nope, it's gone. You lost it.
I got it. All right, it's in there.
And I thought the cereal thing was the weirdest thing we ever did.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna scan it. All right, hold on. Shit. You see it there? My camera doesn't show it. It's over there on the side.
It just looks like balls.
This is what it sounds like. Nothing too special, but it's that one moment when it shows, because when you scan something, it'll show a screenshot of what the IR camera sees, and you'll see your actual drawing or your actual thing for just a second. And that's the funny part. And that's why I cut two penises, because the first one didn't dangle down far enough. You just kind of saw a little bit of the bottom part. So I had to make it hang down more.
Best line of this show, didn't dangle down far enough. Man. Penis didn't dangle down far enough. I'm putting that on Twitter right now.
So yeah, Labo, man.
Yeah.
That's kind of fun I've been having with this thing. And it's just, I'm just astounded by, when you think about it, all this could be done in easy to use software. It doesn't have to have all this cardboard interface, but
the cardboard's the fun part though.
But it adds it element by element, and it makes you understand it. So I understand I didn't really understand the envelope, what that meant before. And it explains envelope really well. That's something on a synth that I didn't understand. I knew what reverb was, but I didn't know about envelope. Which is kind of I don't know if there's attack in this, but it's something like attack. But I don't know a lot about synths, but it's teaching me a little bit more.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot.
It's got this thing lets you switch octaves, but it also functions as a pitch bend.
Yeah, you can also you can move it like a whammy bar too. You can shake the Joy-Con in there, and it'll be
right.
wow. You can do that too. So it's crazy. You could.
Then it's got a record and play and a pause, and you can multi-track recordings on it, which is also kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy how complicated it gets. The piano in itself is just wow, it's insane that somebody made that. I'm gonna put my let me put my guy together real quick here.
But if I think to go ahead. If I think to, I'm going to note, I'm going to put just a little clip of the camera looking at the marker stickers, because it's really cool. Mm-hmm. Because it'll let you actually
look at it,
see a live view of the camera while you're playing it.
Oh wow! It looks like you found more than I have. All right, I'm going to build this car one really quick here, because per John's request, he wanted me to make one of these Labos. So it's really one piece, so it's pretty easy. So I'm going to do it right here.
This is the Labo RC car.
This is the RC car, yeah. So everything is pre-cut, so it pops out really easily. Let's just see here. And it's only one piece, like the Labo car is. There's a fake, there's a fake antenna that you can put on your switch, if you want to pretend that it's actually controlling it and all that, which is kind of silly. I put it on there once and then never used it again. But
almost as dumb as the baton.
Oh yeah, I haven't even used the baton. So here it is with all the stuff taken out on the middle. So what you do is you want to bend everything over like this. It's another fake antenna. Like this, so bend this top part also. You kind of want to crease everything to make it easier to bend. Gotta bend in this middle part. These side parts here too. So you take this, you bend it into the side like this, like so. Mm-hmm. Pull this down. These guys on the far end, bend them in
It's looking like it's looking like a car.
It's really, this one's really, really simple. And, there you are. Ta-da. That's it.
There you go. RC car.
It is an RC car. So you basically, like I said before, you slide the Joy-Cons in here on each sides, and then boom, you got it. So
that was about a minute.
That's, there's me building one for you right there. That's the quickest one that there is in there. Like, took me 3 hours to build the piano. That's the most complicated one. Took me like an hour each for the car and the fishing pole. I haven't done the house yet. I was saving it for Jess.
The house looks pretty cool.
Because she hasn't actually made one. And I think that the most fun to be had in Labo is to make the stuff. So once you've made it, it's kind of not that much fun anymore. Except for like, I guess the remote control car can be fun to mess with your cats. And if you can actually play the piano, like guest that we had, friend of the show, Justin Vega. Yeah, guest of the show, Justin Vega. He's been actually posting a lot of cool stuff to the NBC group, like some songs that he's been writing. I was actually wanted to put the Majora's Mask one that he put on there on the show at some point. So
yeah, I listened to that one. That was good.
Yeah, so he's been doing a lot of really cool stuff in there, especially with like the layering and like I guess you have to wait it out and like put it in there later and all that stuff. Yeah, Jeremy has the elephant one there, which is the elephant face is part of this one that I was just doing. It's right up here. And there's some like horns and shit too. But yeah, each of these like cardboard things that come out of the box, they all have extra stuff on them that you can pull out, that you can get out of there and use on their own. It's pretty rad.
The other cool thing about the RC car is that it uses the IR camera, and you can view what the car sees.
You can.
I think Trey did the same thing. I was looking at my cats while they were like trying.
And they look so scary. Yeah, their eyes are glowing and they're all like green. And did you try the predator mode too? There's like you can like switch it to where it's.
Yeah. So it's really funny. I have a video. Maybe I'll splice that in too. But I have a video. Well, one where it's torturing my cat because it keeps attacking his tail.
Yeah.
And then there's another one where I've got it where I set my beer and it goes after cold things too. So I have like an ice cold beer.
Oh, nice.
And the thing's like everywhere I put my beer on the desk, like the thing keeps trying to run over and grab it. It's pretty
cool. Really? So it's got like heat sensing abilities?
Well, the infrared.
Have you guys used
a cold thing or a hot thing or whatever you want?
Yeah. Temperature extremes.
Oh, you can actually, if you put it in car mode, and I think you already said this, but if you put it in car mode and you already have then you have it in the piano, it'll show you all the stuff that's going on in the piano.
Yep.
But, so you said you built 2 of these, right? But do you have 2 switches were you and Ma are able to like race each other?
No, unfortunately not.
Because I don't know if I'm sure you found this, but there's like a timer in here. Like if you're doing it like plays some sort of like Scarface like song. It's like, it reminds me of Push It to the Limit, but.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, there's a stopwatch that comes on when you hit this, and this is what you get. It's like, push it to the limit. The limit! Yeah. It's pretty rad. So, yeah, it's cool. There's a lot of crazy shit you can do on here. Have you tried doing any of the aquarium stuff? Because I think you can make your own fish in that, right? Like with the same thing with the waveform. I did that where I
just scanned in my drum beat that I'd already made and then made a fish out of it.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of what was that? There was an old PlayStation game where you would like scan your CD and it would turn into a monster. Do you remember that?
Oh, right. The barcode thing. It was a barcode. Or yeah, it did.
No, you put a CD in it. It was like a Monster Hunter type game, but it's not Monster Hunter.
Rancher?
Yeah. Yeah, you put a CD in the thing and it'll like
randomly generate
turn into a monster. Yeah, so you could be like, here's my Blink-182 monster.
Well, I guess it wasn't random because like if everybody used the same album, they get the same monster.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, random to you, but it seeming random to you, I guess. But yeah, whatever you put in there, it creates a different thing. Have you did you mess around with Garage mode at all?
No.
Garage is kind of a little intimidating to me.
I mean, the most creative I got was those waveforms.
Yeah.
So you saw where my mind went.
I saw you making your dick forms. But
so in Garage mode, I guess I just make like a penis, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
but I've seen some cool videos on Twitter and like shared through the subreddit and stuff, like basically like people recreating like Game & Watch type games.
Yeah, because like in the Garage mode, you can basically like through the touchscreen, you can decide like what parts of the Switch are going to do different things depending on what you touch on it. So like if you want vibrate in a certain way or whatever and do that. And it just seems very overwhelming for me. Like, I'm like, oh shit, I don't know. It seems like you kind of need to know like some basic programming stuff for it, but I just didn't really have any ideas for it yet. But it's like, it looks crazy from what I saw.
But you can use that mode to reprogram. So like, I think an easy thing that they show in one of the promotional videos is like, you can control the RC car with the piano.
Oh yeah.
So if you wanted to use the piano keys to make it do different stuff, you could.
Well,
so,
I mean, all you can really
stuff
do
like
is
that, or you can make like. So I was going to say one cool thing that I did with the piano. One of the modes is the acoustic mode, and that uses the vibration of the Joy-Con to produce different sounds, which is really cool.
But it can only do
like Mario Kart, and like I think it's in Odyssey as well a little bit, where you can hear special sounds through the
Golf Story.
What's that?
Does it in Golf Story too?
Oh right, yeah, it does in Golf Story too.
It also did it in Kirby at one point.
From the vibration of the Joy-Con. Well, this translates all the notes of the keyboard into that, and it's kind of fun because you've got the extra Joy-Con that's not connected to the piano that you can put wherever else you want.
Oh yeah.
So I was walking around today setting that in different spots. Well, I did that at the top of the show. I set it next to the microphone, which similar concept, but not quite like as grandiose as some of the things I was trying to do with it. So one thing I did is I put it inside of a popcorn tin, like a big popcorn tin you get at Christmas.
Did it like it should give it some like more reverberation then, right? Like it'll kind of like echo
timbre,
or become like tinny.
Reverberation or whatever.
Yeah.
So what I did the vibrations were kind of annoying, so I set it on top of like a roll of packing tape within the container, so it like put it like on a little pedestal where it wasn't directly contacting the metal, and that improved the tone a lot. So that was cool. But the coolest thing I did with it was I took it and I put it inside of the body of my acoustic guitar.
Oh,
and I hooked the
so it
actual
like
handle of
amplify
the control stick of the Joy-Con through the string, so it was kind of suspended, and then it was really cool how it like, you know, used the vibration of the guitar to like amplify the sound, and also it kind of gave it like whatever the guitar's tuned in, I think the key of C or G or whatever the key that it's in naturally. So it's kind of emitting that tone at the same time. And it was really cool. So I don't know if I got a video of that. I might post a video of that at some point, but just walking around the room, like trying to use different items to amplify the Joy-Con was kind of fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was going to say the only thing about the using the Joy-Con to vibrate the note is that it won't do different octaves. It only do one octave.
But you can make it louder and quieter. That's about all you can do.
Yeah, because I tried that. Like, if you try the switch, it doesn't change. It's all like the same octave. But it's still really cool that it's in there. Have you recorded anything? I mean, you're in a band. Like, have you written any songs or anything with
No,
your,
I started messing around with it a little bit. I figured out, like, I can play Happy Birthday, like, because it shows you how to play that, you know. I figured out a couple of simple songs, but as far as actually recording, no, I haven't really even begun to scratch the surface there. I wrote this drum beat. This is an original drum beat I wrote here. So this is the start of my song that I've written. But,
there's a lot of hi-hats in there, or whatever that, top one is. The one that's like almost all punched.
Oh, there's only 3. So it's not where it's punched, it's where it's not punched that it hits. Yeah.
Oh, weird.
Which fucked with my head at first too, because I was like, all right, well, I just punch out the ones I want to do, but it's the opposite. So you have to reinsert the circles back in where you want them to be, where you want the hits to be.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, cause it's like not one of those one-time things. I guess you gotta save the middle, right? And then you can kind of put it back in, like if you screw it up. Did you screw anything up on your, construction? Because I did. I screwed up I screwed up one of those screws. I mean, fitting. I screwed up one of these guys while I was making the, piano. I actually put it on the inside. I put on the wrong side. So I ended up basically ruining all this reflective tape. So I took the tape that was on the outside of the sticker and I put it on there. It's this one. Like, if you notice, it's thinner than the one that came in there because this is the outside tape that I used on it because I fucked up the other ones. But it works fine. It does the same thing. But yeah,
does it come with a lot of extra stuff just in case you mess up?
Yeah, I was gonna say some of it there's not really much of a margin for error because like this one, there's no extra of this. No. This is the only reflective tape you have. So if you fuck it up, you're fucked. Unless you use the outside like I did, the stuff that isn't used to make it work.
Well, I think there's some
Otherwise,
more
you
in there
can't.
for the house, so you could take that away, but you don't want to do that.
Yeah, I guess because I used most of it for all of that. But is there more string for the house? There must be because there's string
there's a
in there.
separate sheet of reflective tape for the house too.
Yeah. So I'd be interested to see how that works. I guess if that's more complicated, like the piano, it might be cool. But I didn't get to that one.
I don't imagine it's going to be as cool as the piano. The piano's like
An instrument. Yeah.
Just the construction of it, let alone the functionality. Just the construction of how all the black keys are weighted.
Well, they're not weighted. They're like, well, the black keys are, I guess. You're
the
right.
black keys are weighted. And then these
weighted
are spring loaded. So that's really cool that how the mechanism's different for them. And then how they're all, just like real piano keys, they all have to be shaped differently based on where they are on the keyboard. So they were all constructed differently.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really cool, kind of like doing that like methodically and understanding a keyboard a little better that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all kind of like, it's basically, whereas the black keys, the front of it is weighted more so it stays down. But I like how you bend back the cardboard to make its own spring. And you do that for the buttons too, which is really neat. Like where they kind of like bend in like an accordion almost, and then they, will come back up.
You think that they'll wear out after a while? I mean, if you just bend the cardboard and get the springiness, it'll wear out, right?
It probably will. I mean, if you push it a lot, but it's not like a video game. Like you're not going to be like hitting the record button like a bunch of times.
Well, the thing is that if you go into the discovery mode, for every project there's a discovery mode in the software, and in the piano discovery mode, I've gone through all those modules, and one of them is exactly that. What happens if the spring fails on you because it wears out? And it just tells you to go in and use Scotch tape to fix it, and it actually shows you how to take it apart and then put the Scotch tape in the best spot to reinforce it, and then you can fix the spring with tape.
Mm.
So the whole thing is meant to be easily repairable. Like, they don't want you to go out and buy a new set. They want you to use a bunch of tape on it, and it can look really shitty as long as it still works.
They even sell their own tape if you want to use that. There is specific tape you can buy, so you could put that on there.
But also, like,
or if you don't want Labo, you just want Nintendo tape. Just go buy some Nintendo tape.
Yeah, just get the Labo tape.
If you want more of the reflective tape, you can just get. It looks like the stuff that you use for like house addresses and stuff. Like, there's like, you can just buy it at a hardware store. You don't need to buy it in Nintendo.
Well, this is more reflective though. Like, I have some of that address tape stuff, and it's like matte. This is flashy. That's like more of a matte thing, so it doesn't reflect. But yeah, no, I was super impressed by it. I mean, it's kind of like, it's kind of silly because it's like a cardboard toy, and it's like, now I'm kind of the point where I'm like, I don't know where to put it. Like, I have all this shit, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with it. Because I've been keeping it under the TV in the living room, and it's just kind of like piling up. Just all this cardboard. And
yeah, I saw Jess posted asking for any suggestions on how to store Labo.
And where to store your Labo, yeah.
So someone's going to get a ton of social media points if they like make a big cardboard case that holds all the Labo stuff like nice and neat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, what I was going to make as a joke to that post was, you could just take your Labo and just refold it back flat and put it in the box that it came in. That's basically what you can do.
Which you could, but man.
Just undo it all.
Yeah, but then you're taking everything apart and it'd be so sad, and then you wouldn't have anything left. You're like, oh, I could imagine, like, that would be the saddest thing ever, like taking apart that piano and like making it all flat again and unfolding everything. That I need to see like somebody do that on YouTube to like that song Hurt, with Johnny Cash. Like, I just need to see that like in slow motion. Somebody taking just take somebody putting the.
We need to do that on the keyboard. That's all.
Yeah, of course.
Somebody just taking it, just have somebody putting it together and do it in reverse, and just play Hurt, and it'll be like the saddest thing ever, What is your overall thoughts on this? Like, what would you? I highly recommend it. It's just kind of like, I don't know. It's not really a game, but it's not really supposed to be a game. I mean, it even says on the box, like, 6 years old, right there, six plus, so.
So I will say it's a hefty box. It's full of cardboard, but you're getting like a nice heavy play set. I'd say at least 10 hours of construction time if what it says is to be believed, right?
Yeah, right.
10 hours.
Yeah.
And then all the discovery stuff, if you're serious about learning how the software works, I mean, all the discovery section even like breaks apart, like it explains how the Joy-Cons work.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
It shows the inside of them and stuff and kind of explains them. And, so it's like a really cool, like insider lesson on how the Switch works in a way. Like
Yeah.
Maybe not, the actual like console itself and the CPU and all that, but as far as the gimmicky parts of the technology, the IR camera, the gyro and all that stuff. It kind of explains it and shows like a cool like exploded diagram of how the insides work and stuff. So I think it's really cool. The discovery mode's where it's at. That's where you're going to get the real depth for the game, because you go to the discovery mode, you complete all those modules, and it gives you more ideas of extra stuff to do, and then that's when that's what Nintendo's hoping it's going to set people loose to make their own stuff. And it's pretty cool. I mean, really, like, it's intimidating to think of how that garage actually works, but there's a lot of stuff that can be done. I mean, it's like, think of all the crazy stuff people did with Mario Maker and then replace that with like physical, like a physical embodiment of computer programming is kind of what Labo is.
Yeah.
So kids are going to be learning like basics of computer programming and stuff probably from this.
Oh yeah, no,
it's really cool. Like, I haven't tried it yet myself, but I can see the value in it, especially if you have kids. It was about 2 Christmases ago now. I got for my niece. There's a series of projects for girls called Goldie Blocks, where you read a storybook, and the storybook is actually really instructions for how to build whatever you're going to build, right? And it was the one that I got her was Goldie Blocks in the Movie Machine. And so we read this story together, and we ended up making this, I forget what they call it. I think it's a moviola, where you crank a wheel, and then the picture turns around, and when you look through the keyhole, it becomes an animated picture, right?
Yeah, it's like a kinetoscope or whatever, right? Like where
like that.
Where it animates, yeah. It's like one of the first movies.
I spent like $30 on it, and I don't know if she ever uses it now, but to me it was worth it to buy that thing and then have that time with her to build it. Mm-hmm. And I think that a lot of parents will probably find the same with Labo. It's really something, who knows if the kids will play with it for, 6 months from now or a year from now, whatever. Mm-hmm. But if you spend $60 to spend, Jeremy, what did you say, 10 hours with your kid building something? Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, probably more with a kid. Like I did it with
longer with
my girlfriend who was helping me like fold pieces double the speed, and so it still took us like 2 hours to make the piano.
Yeah, I did it. Yeah. I did it by myself in 3 for the piano, but that was like I went straight from the car to the piano, and I think what they expect you to do is like kind of build it up from there. Go from the car to the fishing pole to the motorcycle to the house. Like I think they want you to do it in that way. So then it gets like kind of longer and longer as you go, and then the biggest one is the piano. But I jumped straight to the piano, and I was kind of like, after that, I was like so tired after doing the whole thing. And I did it where I like used it on the screen, like just the Switch screen. So I kind of like used the touch screen to like have it go through all the instructions and all that. So by the time I finished the piano, the Switch said, out of batteries. And it was like, boom, like 1%. And I'm like, So when I built the motorcycle and the fishing pole last night, I actually left the Switch in the dock and did it on the TV, which you can do that too, which is really cool. I don't know
this is the way we did we did the piano.
Cause I was going to say,
the Switch inside the dock and read the instructions from the TV, so it was charging. Okay.
Yeah. And, you can do that same thing. Like I played all the racing games with the Switch on the TV, with the thing on the TV, and I use the motion. Cause it doesn't have.
I pretty much use I use the Pro Controller to go through the menu while I build the stuff.
Oh, I just used one of the Joy-Cons. Because you only need one. You only need the right one. You just hit A and R. And like the R, ZR, whatever. And that's how you go through it. It's like A and Y and ZR is how you can do it. And you can move the camera around with the analog stick to show you, like, in case you miss something. But it's really self-explanatory, I think. Like, I didn't really get confused much. A lot of it, like, I would look at it and I was like, I know how to do it. And then I'd put it, like, partially together and it'd be like, no, it goes over here. So some of that was like that. But it's it's like, I don't see a whole lot of, like, depth to it aside from, like, the piano stuff. But the construction is where the fun is. And I really hope that they implement this somewhat into other games. It'd be cool. Like I said before with the Korg thing, like I don't understand why you can't use the actual, I mean, Korg probably wasn't thinking about Labo at the time, but it'd be cool if they did like a patch update where you could use it in the Korg thing, you know, and you could actually play a piano. Like that would be really neat. Like that'd be totally dope. I don't understand why they wouldn't. Or like say like one of the next Mario parties, you can use the fucking motorcycle thing that you built to like race with that or something, you know, like, or you can use the fishing pole and like a WarioWare thing in the future, whatever, you know, never know. Like it's.
I'll say they could just release Labo kits for each game that comes out, which is probably more likely what they do.
Sure. Yeah.
Yes, true.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are given
by the amiibo and by the Labo and by the game.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Or it just comes with it, times. You know.
Maybe the Labo includes like a stand for the amiibo, you know, so it's a little cross.
There it is.
Yeah. Maybe the next Mario Kart that comes out will come with a cardboard wheel that you can put together and drive with, right? But I say for all the people who are giving it shit, like when it was announced, being like, "Oh, it's $70 for cardboard," it's like totally worth it. You get like 50, you get 5 different things that you can build, plus the software for all of this. So I didn't feel like any of it was overpriced. Which
yeah, way. Hey, I own another physical Switch game now, so I'm up to 4.
Yeah, me too.
Physical Switch games.
Yeah, I got another physical Switch game too. Yeah, it comes in a little tiny box in there and all that, which is pretty rad. So yeah, I think I have I think I'm up to 4 now too, because I got Rabbids, Zelda, Tetris, and this, and the Labo. But yeah, no,
I got Zelda, Mario Kart, Bayonetta 2, and this.
Yeah, so I'm totally, I'm not upset about the purchase at all. It's it's kind of pricier than most games, but it's totally worth it. I mean, $70 for this, you get more play time out of this than I got out of Kirby Star Allies. So there you go. I mean, that game was like 6 hours long. This is like 10 hours to even build. So there you go. And that one was cheaper even. But yeah, no, I like the Labo a lot. It's super cool.
Will either of you get the robot now?
No,
I don't think I can get the robot. I
might get it eventually. I did notice, that both of the kits were available at the store. I've seen them, so they're not hard to find.
You did find them you did actually find them in real life in an actual store. I didn't look, so I haven't found it yet. Actually, you know what? I did go to Target. I went to Target on Monday, but I didn't see Labo anywhere. But I didn't really look that hard. I just went right through the Nintendo section, but I saw no Labo boxes. Was it in the video game section or is it in a different section?
Well, I went to Walmart. It was in electronics, but it was by it was more like by the Toys to Life section.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't really. I just walked down the Nintendo aisle just to see what they had real quick. See if there were any any physical games I hadn't seen before, or something like that. But yeah, no, I totally recommend it. I mean, it's fun.
I also recommend it.
I'll be interested to see what people do with it. A friend of the show, Kevin, he's planning on doing some events with it too, so hopefully we'll have him on at some point to talk about it. But is there anything else you want to say about Labo before we peace out
I have
here?
A feeling I'll have a little bit more to say next week when I've constructed the other stuff. But
oh yeah, sure. We'll update on the house.
So far, I'm having a great time with it, and yeah, like I said, I would second what Trey said. I recommend it. It explains everything incrementally in a way that I think, especially for a young mind, they could learn a lot from this.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be a good stepping stone to go off crazy places with their creativity, creating drum beats and waveforms and stuff of their own.
I was thinking IGN gave it a 6.9, and from what I skimmed the review, but at the end they said something like, basically what you were saying, Trey, that the games, there's not much to
the
them.
fun is in building it.
That's kind of it.
Yeah, it's not. There's not a whole lot. The most fun part is constructing it, but once you get to the actual game part of it, it leaves a lot more to be desired. And I thought that the racing one would be more fun because you get Grand Prix and stuff and different races and whatnot, but it just didn't really work for me. I guess it didn't feel right, like the way it played, and it wasn't really all that fun. It wasn't like.
You feel like that the number is appropriate, 6.9? Would you rate it higher, lower?
Why don't they just make it a 7? The points are so dumb, It's oh, it's still in 6 territory, so it sucks. It's well, no, it's a 7 pretty much. I don't know. I mean, I don't really like rating in numbers. I'd rather I feel like a lot of people's reviews get I feel like you should read through every review and see what they actually say about it, not like just look at the number, because I feel like some games get like overlooked because of that, where it's like, oh, this is a whatever, you know. I don't know.
I think this is like the Quiet Place of games.
Like what? Filled with plot holes?
The Quiet Place?
Or A Quiet Place, whatever that movie's called.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
It's whatever rating I would give that is the same I would give this, which is like, it's
too quiet.
Good. It's good, but it's nothing that great.
Oh, I would put Labo more than that. It's good, but it's nothing that great. I mean, the piano is awesome.
Ultimately, you know, it's just something that they could recreate the software that they're just using a bunch of tape to make a gimmick out of.
Yeah, but not the piano. I mean, the piano in itself, like, completely impressed me. You could
say
that.
That's what it is. It's just a bunch of tape.
I know, but it's a cardboard piano that you built. That you can play,
it's pretty cool, yeah.
Like there's nothing
it's really
else.
Just a cardboard piano.
I know, but there's nothing else like that out there. Like that's why I'm saying like that it impressed me. Whereas like you can't like, there's no way for you to just take a remote and just move it around and then have it do that, you know? Like there's no way they could have done that. Like they could have you try to play piano on the Pro Controller, but that's dumb. Like that's not gonna work, you know what I mean? Like that's the part that I think is better than anything else that's out there. It's the piano. Super impressive.
I do actually have a video too. Maybe I'll throw it in here of where I just took the remote out of the piano while I was playing it and just started like scanning different things around the room and seeing what tones it would make.
Oh wow!
I couldn't play like a legible song, but I picked up this piece of paper, for instance, and was like scanning all these shapes, and it was making different tones and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But so I was playing around with it, having fun with it.
Sure. I wouldn't say that it's not, I mean, I wouldn't give it that same review, I guess is what you're saying. I wouldn't say that it's...
I was just trying to be funny.
Good, but
not
great.
I saw that movie last night.
Sure. I mean, I haven't seen that movie, but I mean, I would say that the piano in itself is super unique, but the rest of it's kind of like, yeah, you could do it in a different way, I guess. But yeah, it's cool. I like it a lot. It's fun to play with. It's been enjoyable. I was more excited about Labo than A Quiet Place, which I haven't seen yet. So, you know.
I am looking forward to like, what do they do next? Like, what's the next kit, or really even more so, what's like the replacement options? Cause you're supposed to be able to buy like replacement stuff. They said that originally. So
you can still
print
them out.
Can I buy another piano for like really cheap?
Yeah.
Maybe without the tape, or, you know, without like whatever the important parts are. Can I just buy the cardboard for like $5 and make a second piano? You know, that'd be pretty cool.
Well, you can like print out the patterns. Like that did actually happen. Like you can download PDFs from Nintendo. Like I did see that did happen when the Labo, I think it actually happened a little bit before the Labo released. So I think you can do that if you buy
your own cardboard and trace it on
and find a way to print it and cut it out and all that, you know. But you can do the patterns.
I'm excited to see what people will do as far as making more permanent non-cardboard items, like 3D printing things.
Okay.
3D printing a piano, that'd be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to see.
Done? Sure.
Well, yeah, they could probably do it. I want to see I want to see some bands touring with the Labo piano now. That's what I want to see, playing it. I mean,
it's got line out on it.
I mean, it's
demonstrated that earlier.
Well, you just headphone. Just use the headphone jack out. I don't know.
Have either of you guys seen a guitar being made?
You can though. It's on the box. Yeah. You can make one, but I didn't make one.
It's not like a real guitar, but yeah.
Well, you you use the switch screen to like hit the strings and you move the whatever. I think it's really cool. I like it. Yeah. I mean, we
didn't talk much about the fishing game, but I thought the fishing game was pretty cool how it worked. I don't completely understand how it works.
Well,
I haven't looked up the Discover, but it's like a spring-loaded string.
The rubber band that you put in there, that's how it works. I mean, it's not that,
but how
complicated.
Does it read, like, where the string is?
Because it reads where the string is because there's a Joy-Con in the thing that rotates when you like
so
undo it.
How many times it's spun either way?
Yeah, that's why. Because there's two of them. You have a Joy-Con in the actual what you're holding, the shaft, I guess. I'm trying to not be dirty, but when you hold the shaft of it and the thing that you use to reel it in, there's one in there also. So that's how it knows where the hook is going. It's depending on how many rotations it has and how when you move it up and down, the regular Joy-Con is that. But it's cool just to show like how much shit you can do with that, like and how far they've gone with the motion control, since the Wii. So it's just amazing that it's like, Oh yeah, the Switch can do this too, and it's for kids.
Right.
You know, it's just
And
like
I was gonna say, how cool that it's not like a bunch of plastic accessories and they made a box of cardboard where you get all these extra peripherals.
Yeah.
That, you know, more than trying to like gimmick these things into being on one particular game, which it kind of is within the box, but
sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
There's not like a motorcycle game that came out that has a plastic thing that's
Mm-hmm.
a version of the cardboard you make here. Or, you
Yeah.
know, like this gives you the opportunity to explore those gimmicky possibilities without it being just a one-off thing. You know, you're learning something from it. You're having fun building it, and
Sure. Yeah, I feel like
potentially could use it in the future if they chose to incorporate it.
Yeah, no,
maybe they do
they
like
should.
Switch music instead of Wii music. They do Switch music.
Yeah, right. And just use that baton and make you do that. No, don't do that. Yeah, no, I remember when we first heard about it, when we saw the video, you know, we all kind of thought like, oh, you know, $60 for just the piano. But that was before like you got everything else with it, you know. But there's still some stuff in that video we haven't seen, like the fake camera, like you remember that, like where you like move the lens, or like there was like a bird one in there, and there was like a gun too that you had.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, this is only first wave, so there'll be more stuff coming out. But yeah, it'd be really cool if there was some actual software with it that wasn't just like a demo, because all this pretty much feels like demo stuff. It'd be cool if like maybe they had another like Link's crossbow training with a cardboard thing or something. You know, I don't know. I mean, it's the sky's the limit. They can do whatever they want with it. But yeah, I think that's good. I think we're at episode length here. Yeah, this has been episode 118. Get yourself a Labo if you didn't catch that from all our love for it. You know, go out and get it if you love the Switch and you want to build stuff. It's super fun to play with.
Build relationships even.
Yeah, you can do it with a loved one. Do it with an enemy. You might actually become loved ones afterwards. Who knows? Might bring you all together through cardboard. I mean, cardboard, that's basically, it's gonna bring about world peace is what I'm saying right here. Labo, well, that's all you need. Just any warring countries, just lock them in a room and give them Labo. They'll be friends afterwards.
Make sure there's no cats in the room.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but the cats might help too. You know, they'll help them be better at things. Anyway, we've been your hosts. I'm Trey Johnson.
Jerry Mikowski.
John Litter.
And you can catch us at NintenDomainPodcast.com. That's where you can find most of our stuff. We're on YouTube, youtube.com/Fingmater. That's FINGMATER. I stream on Twitch every Thursday and Sunday with retro games and new releases. You can also download us at whatever your podcaster catcher is. You know, if you like the show, give us a review. It'll really help, you know, everyone find us. You can email us at NintenDomainPodcast@gmail.com. Also, if you want to like tell us about how much we suck at building Labo or something like that, you can do that. Anyway, thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
See you
later.